Like I've always said, some of the smallest cemeteries have the richest history. And today, we are going to two different cemeteries because they're so small, but they're just so rich in history. And like I want to know all the history I can around the East Tennessee area. So let's go see who we can find. All right, so today we are going to be at George Graves Cemetery, and the next one will be in the Ledgerwood Cemetery. Now, they're in two different counties, but very close together. And the first one is George Graves. Now, if you go back into my content and you can see where I done a Boston Graves, well, somehow this guy, and I haven't really done the research, but this guy and the people in it are kin to Boston Graves. And, you know, long story about, if you want to know the story about Boston Graves, go back and watch the video. He's got a lot of history. But I think it's one of his great-grandsons. I don't know. But anyway, this is where we're going to be. And the George Graves Cemetery is located in the Paulette community. Now, if you know anything about the Knox County area, coming up 33 from south, you go through Maynardville, and then Maynardville has got the little Paulette community right before you get to the Knox County line. So, like I said, they're close together cemeteries, but a little history in there. There's only 6 people buried in here. And the oldest, I cannot speak today, burial is 1873. So, the first one is Eli Graves, 1863 to 1884. And you can see that his headstone is broken in two. And like I said, guys, if you want something to do, you young people, hey, this would be a great community service if you could go in and help people clean up the cemeteries and fix these things. Make you some videos on them. People love watching those. The next one is Eli's parents, George Washington Graves, 1832 to 1906, and Mary DeLapp Graves, 1825 to 1905. And then there's their daughter Mary Graves, and unfortunately she was born and she died in 1873 on the same day, we think. And then there's another one of George and Mary's son, William Calvin Graves, 1871 to 1887. And then the last person in the cemetery is Mrs. G. Hill, 1861 to 1905. Now, I know there was the graves, like I said, the Boston Graves Cemetery. Watch that video and then get caught up with the history. They migrated over the hill into Union County, from Knox County to Union County to Knox County. And then they finally went on over into Claiborne County and then crossed the river. And, you know, they're kin to some of the people that was removed from the TVA dam. So, you know, they went on over into Speedwell, Tennessee. So yeah, they've got a lot of history. If you can research this family, the Graves have a lot of family history. All right, so let's move on. That was short and sweet, but like I said, be sure to watch that other video to catch up. The other one is a cemetery here in Halls, Tennessee, in the community of Halls in Knox County, and it's called the Ledgerwood Cemetery. And it's in northern Knox County, like I said. It's located, it's just, what makes me the maddest is you have a small cemetery, 3 or 4 people buried in it, and they build a humongous subdivision around it. Don't move the graves, but build around it. Now, the subdivision here in Halls is called Temple Acres, and anybody that lives here knows where that's at. So the acres should give it away. There's a lot of houses here, and it's not too far from my house. But I tell you, I stumbled upon this little cemetery years ago when my parents lived right next door to it. And it was grown up, and I wanted to, crawl over there and find out who it was. And there is a road named after the Ledgerwood family that goes right by it. It's right off of Maynardville Pike. And so they do have a concrete wall around it. But they didn't, like I said, they just built houses around it. You can't even get to it without pulling into someone's driveway. And I guess asking permission now to walk through their yard. It's that entangled, on all sides. So, the earliest burial that we could find here was 1898. Now, there is only 6 people buried here, but you got to listen to the history here. We have an infant daughter of the Ledgerwood family. We don't have a name, and there is no dates. Now, next one is Josephine Strother Ledgerwood. They called her Joe, 1844 to 1922, and her husband, Washington Lafayette Ledgerwood, they called him Fate, or Fayette, 1843 to 1911. And if you notice in the background there, you can see all the houses in the subdivision surrounding the cemetery, which I said it just burns my heart that they do this stuff. But anyway, I'll get off my rant. Washington served in the Union Army during the Civil War, attaining the rank of captain. And after returning to Knoxville after the war, he was later commissioned as second lieutenant in the U.S. Army, serving from 1867 to 1872. Now, Washington studied law on his own and was admitted to the bar in 1873, practicing in Knoxville. In 1874, he was elected to represent Knox County in the Tennessee State Legislature and served several terms, especially being chosen to serve as Speaker of the House, guys. He was Speaker of the House from 1883 to 1885. Now, this family had been prominent in the Democratic politics since Andrew Jackson's heyday. So, there you go. Look at that little bit of history in 5-6 graves here. Wow. Okay, so the next one here is their son, Samuel Tobias Ledgerwood. They called him Toby, 1870 to 1955. And he wanted to serve in the Spanish-American War, but his parents talked him out of it. Instead, he studied at Columbia University, and he earned a law degree. Sadly, this is so sad, on August the 1st of 1955, Toby shot himself after a very long illness. And we want to take this time, like we always do when we find these kind of information tidbits for you, that if you know someone or even remotely think someone's thinking about this, suicide, please call this number on your screen, because your family needs you, other people need you, and God's just not done with you yet. So, come on, guys. Let's move on. We got another of Washington's and Josephine's sons, Willie M. Ledgerwood, 1872 to 1898. And then in the last person is Panana Pitt Strother, 1815 to 1900. And she was Joe's mother. You know, Josephine, they called her Joe. So that was her mother that we looked at earlier. And I know this is a very short video, but hey, every stone has a story right here. I hope you liked these two small cemeteries. I hope you find some ancestors. I love it when you guys tell me that, hey, I'm kin to these people, or let me tell you a story about these people. I love it. So thank you for watching. Welcome to all of our new subscribers. Hit the notification bell. You know, sometimes we do not get these videos out like we want to, but Greg does work a part-time job too, so a little busy sometimes, and I don't know how to make the videos, so I just talk and run my mouth. But anyway, thank you guys for watching so much. God bless, and Lord willing, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.